Okay, and I spent enough time in the dark, I ain't get that.
Welcome, everybody, to another presentation of the NBA Live on 2K Sports. With Greg Anthony and Hall of Famer Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan. And we're pleased to have on the sidelines tonight David Aldridge. And the starting group for the Spurs. Up in the front court, it'll be Vassell and Barnes. De'Aaron Fox out there with Chris Paul. And it's Wembanyama in at center. And for the Nets, down on the block, it's Johnson with Claxton. Russell is out there with Cam Thomas. And it's Williams at the 3. All the talk, Greg, leading up to this one has been about the impact of the backcourt.
And that's where it all starts. When you have a confident and competent backcourt, it just opens up a lot of things for you offensively.
Now here's Paul. Pass to Wembanyama. Takes it into the teeth of the D and converts the layup.
And this is what you want to see. Wembanyama attacking with authority inside.
Russell with it. Another shot, and it's good on the way in.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
I think defensively, that is not the way you want to start. Giving up high percentage looks, that doesn't typically end well.
And Fox gets it to go.
Nice work inside from the smaller Fox. So cunning and crafty around the rim.
Russell with a wide open look. Off target from outside. Here in the first, a little over a minute played so far. Fox from outside sinks the three-pointer. Fox has got 5 now.
And I like to see this. They're calling his number early, and he's delivering.
They know that if this guy goes off, their chances of winning rise exponentially.
Thomas, the jumper from the free throw line is good.
See, to me, the more D'Angelo Russell passes the basketball, the better his team is. Encouraging to see him focus on it.
Ooh, we can put a little extra on that one.
He does. He doesn't usually finish soft either. Obviously, he can when necessary, but not that time. The Spurs shooting their first free throw of the game here.
One shot.
Throw good, Wembanyama. Well, some have argued that Wembanyama deserved Defensive Player of the Year consideration in his rookie year.
And Kevin, I can see where they're coming from. His team went from a bottom 5 defense to a top 5 defense when he was on the floor. His impact is amazing.
And here is Paul after D'Angelo Russell hitting the 3. To the inside, over to the left wing. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. The Nets are gone 3 of 5 shooting the ball so far. Makes it off the glass. Russell's got his second basket.
This guy an effortless scorer. Outside, inside, in between. Dynamic scorer is D'Angelo Russell.
That one goes. Count it. First quarter of ball, almost 2.5 minutes in. And now the latest from our reporter, David Aldridge.
Thanks very much. Had a chance to talk with head coach Jordi Fernandez. Now, coach had nothing but respect when it came to Chris Paul. He said every aspiring young point guard should study CP3. He's an ideal floor general, a fierce competitor, and he always seems to make the right play. It's going to take a team effort defensively to slow down his impact. Kevin?
Thanks, David.
Start it.
And we got a timeout here called by Jordi Fernandez. He wants to regroup and go over the strategy. The Nets making a switch here. Watford's checked in. First quarter of play, we're about 3 minutes in. Pass to Claxton. Now, Watford. Nice ball movement by Brooklyn. Just 5 to shoot. And then Thomas with the jam.
And he can time his passes so perfectly. Wow, what an assist.
Now, here's Vassell. And again, it's San Antonio with a 3.
And there is no hesitation on Vassell's catch-and-shoot jumpers. Any sort of room, and he's letting it fly.
So, Greg, the Spurs last year began 15 and 56, but it was the ending that they're really hanging their head on. They won 7 of their last 11 games.
And over that closing stretch, Wemby averaged 27 points, 13 rebounds, 7 assists, and 5 blocks. A small glimpse into the potential of this young superstar.
Here's Russell following the three-pointer by San Antonio. From 15 feet away, and the bucket is good. Three-point play chance here for him.
And this game already taking shape as an offensive battle.
Well, the fans love it. Coaches may not like the lack of defense, but boy, the rules promote scoring, no doubt.
Here's what San Antonio's going with right now. Jeremy Sohan's checked in for Barnes. Johnson comes in for Devin Vassell. And Castle is subbed in for Chris Paul. And that one misses. DB thinking about Cam Thomas. When he gets on a roll, he is tough to stop.
Kevin, he reminds me a little bit of the microwave Vinnie Johnson back in the days of Detroit. When this guy is hot, get out of his way and let him do his thing.
Back to Thomas. Over Castle. The rebound by Victor Wembanyama. Spurs leading by 7. Drops in the layup for 2. Wembanyama's got 7 points.
And few defenders to ever play in this league have the ability to slow Wembanyama inside.
Pass to Watford. Claxton with it. Deep 2 from Russell. And the Nets miss again. And here's Wembanyama. He'll bring it up for the Spurs. On the wing, Johnson. The 3 buries the long-range jumper.
Building up a big early lead, they have taken charge of this game.
And they've been doing it largely at the offensive end. If the defense does not adjust, this could be a blowout.
Now, here is Russell. He has 5. And the rejection by Wembanyama. Launches a 3, and again, it's San Antonio with a 3.
And when Wembanyama is connecting from deep, he is downright unguardable. This is how special a talent he is.
And Jordi Fernandez has called a timeout. Wants to talk some things over, might be seeing some things to adjust.
For your Brooklyn Nets. Make some noise, everyone.
And a new group in for the Nets. Sharps checked in for Nicholas Claxton. Williams comes in for Johnson. Johnson, he's checked in for Thomas. And it's DeAnthony Melton in for Russell. Here's Melton. It's good. He makes his first shot of the game.
And they've scored several times already here in the first quarter on the inside.
Shot clock and game clock separated by less than 6 seconds. To the paint. Here's Sohan. Lays it up and in off the pretty assist.
You like to see Castle creating opportunities for his team.
Lets it go from 11. Melton, no good.
Boy, against so little defensive pressure, you have to convert that.
Here's Castle. No good from outside. And so it's San Antonio. Their lead at 15 going into the break. What a night they've had in terms of their shooting. Everything dropping in for them. We'll take a quick break and then back to the action here. And if you're just tuning in, we've got a wide margin on the scoreboard, but plenty of time left for a comeback. And let's get your take, guys, on the scoring breakdown for San Antonio.
Absolutely dialed in from beyond the arc so far in this one. The defense is surrendering the long-range shot here early on.
They've also done a great job finding openings and exploiting them. Take those lanes when they're given and turn them into points.
On the court right now for the Spurs. In the backcourt, it's the veteran Paul paired with Castle. Devin Vassell out there with Jeremy Sohan. And it's Mamu Kelishvili in at the 5 spot. Melton, no good. Spurs leading by 15. Here's Castle. Nailed from three-point land. Castle's got 5 now.
This is something Castle has been working on, developing his long-range consistency.
Pass to Watford. Analytics or the eye test? The optics or the numbers in front, right? When you're judging the performance of a player, what kind of criteria do you use?
Well, an MVP candidate recently said, my eye test tells me this guy's a terrible defender, but the analytics tell me he's a great defender. I'm confused, and I often feel the same way.
Well, what he lacks in size for a typical center, he makes up for with all that athleticism. Boy, can he elevate.
Johnson, the pass to Melton. Johnson attacking, and then Johnson with the jam.
Making the most of the screen. That's how it's done.
And it's in the perfect spot, Greg. Frees him up to get all the way to the bucket.
Where was the defense? No fighting through the pick, no rotation. My goodness.
And again, it's the Spurs from deep.
And what do you expect from Vassell? He's an accurate shooter from the perimeter.
Now here's Williams. Pass to Melton. To the middle. And then Sharp with the dunk.
Ooh, just powered it down with both hands. You know he's not going to mess that one.
Oh, no, not this fella. He is a superb finisher. Trains it from beyond the arc. Mamu Kelishvili has got 5 points now in the quarter.
Now, CP3 knows every string to pull on the offensive end. What a pretty pass.
The recent history of the Nets. You know, Greg, they're always looking for a big splash or a quick fix to be competitive.
And Kevin, this franchise has sold its future more than a few times, but they always find a way to bounce back. You hope they don't go for a quick fix with this group.
Chris Paul is such a natural facilitator. His ability to read angles and deliver the ball on time and on target is special.
An offensive mastery right there. I mean, great move in the lane and then the flush.
With just no way for the D to handle it. Here's Castle. 5 points in the game. Buries it from three-point range.
And if you look at this first half, overall, they've just had the better shot selection.
And I think, obviously, we see the execution and the willingness to make the next pass so important.
Now here's Johnson. Sharp sets the pick for Johnson. And it's Brooklyn scoring again.
And the lack of effort to fight over the screen there makes that an easy shot.
You know, we see this all the time. You're basically, as a defender, hoping the man misses rather than putting in the work to get over screens.
When you allow good scorers to get uncontested shots at the rim, no wonder you're losing.
To me, this has simply stated been a complete lack of defensive attention and focus all night long.
Here's Castle after Keon Johnson's bucket.
Last 2 minutes to play. Second quarter.
And the basket by Castle. Castle's got 8 here in the quarter.
This is where we'll probably see Castle the most, creating opportunities with the ball in his hands.
1:44 left to play in the first half. Tries to save it. And the Spurs pushing it up now. And a great assist by Paul as that one goes in. Paul's got his 5th assist in this one. And so it's Johnson who brings the ball up for the Brooklyn Nets. Puts up a 3. A rebound by the Spurs.
Well, they are daring him to miss, and he obliges.
Here's Vassell. Connects from three-point range. Vassell's got a couple of three-pointers in the second for San Antonio. Melton passes to Watford. Back to Melton. They need this. That ball is in the basket. Now he's shot 6 and made 3 of them.
But we come at us, and we're coming right back at you.
And you would expect nothing less from these two, taking pride and making plays.
Here's Mamu Kelishvili. Fires from deep. Good for another bucket. He's made half a dozen now, 6 for 8 on the night.
And the potential Castle has is intriguing. When he's scoring like this, you wonder how dominant he can be moving forward.
Melton. Nice defense by Vassell.
Boy, this guy is a good finisher, so he misses a chippy. That's tough to take.
Castle misses. Williams scanning the floor. Sharp the pass to Melton. Fires from way outside. And no luck with that time on the buzzer beater. And so it's San Antonio rolling along with a 27-point lead as we wrap up the quarter. From the field, they have been outstanding. Amazing shooting. That's what has them headed to a blowout. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks very much. Here with Greg Popovich. Pop, what did you see in the first half?
We had ball movement. You know, we weren't in mud. The guys were in attack mode. Nobody held the ball. You know, you pass, catch, or shoot. And we did that a lot in the first half.
Yeah, you had them swiveling, Coach. Thanks for your time. Back to you guys.
All right, David, thank you. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the third quarter.
Fans, please direct your attention to the center court. And get ready for the fan half-court shot. Drum roll, please. They're thinking about the shot. One more time, a round of applause for our contestants.
And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. So it's Brooklyn now. And not too long ago, Doris, there were such high hopes for the Nets' future.
I mean, think about it, Kevin. A few years back, people were talking about Brooklyn being a dynasty in the making. They were loaded with talent. And for a lot of reasons, it fell apart pretty quickly. How fine is that line between success and failure in the league? Incredible.
Down on the block, it's Johnson with Claxton. Cam Thomas is out there with D'Angelo Russell. And it's Williams at the small forward. And that's the group for Jordi Fernandez as we begin the second half. And Brooklyn has possession. Second chance shot. Here's Claxton. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. It's his first trip to the line.
And not the guy you want to see at the line too often. Season numbers has him in the bottom tier of the league.
At the line 2 times.
No good on that one. You know, Greg, with a combination of Wembanyama and Coach Greg Popovich, the Spurs should be a great defensive team.
Yeah, it's hard with a young roster because all 5 guys have to work in unison. And often someone's going to make a mistake.
Good on the second free throw. Doris, what's the key for a team like the Nets, who have to hit the reset button, so to speak?
I think, Kevin, you have to find consistency at the head coaching position, because then you can set clear and achievable goals for your team going forward. You set a style of play, commit to it, and just build year by year, game by game.
And with an update from the sidelines, let's check in with David Aldridge.
Kevin, thanks. De'Aaron Fox stays in attack mode. He says people don't want to guard somebody that's going to attack them on every possession. You can't get that break. You can't take any plays off. And with his speed, Kevin, that is a lot to deal with all game long.
A ton, David, to deal with, no question. DA, thanks. And it's Russell missing. For San Antonio, they've gone 2 of 3 from the field to start the second half. A 3 from Wembanyama, and again, it's San Antonio with a 3.
I'll tell you, it's one thing to do this at home, another to do it in a hostile environment.
Boy, just sheer dominance, the ability to step into enemy territory and flat out take over. This is impressive.
Whistle blows, bucket is good, and he'll have a chance at the line to make it a 3-point play. And that sends Cam Thomas to the free throw line.
Seconds.
It's going to be on Devin Vassell. This is his second attempt at the line tonight.
And when you shoot 86 from the line like he did last season, you usually cash in on those opportunities.
Free throw no good for Thomas. Cam Thomas was the 27th pick in the 2021 NBA Draft GA. I think a lot of teams, wouldn't you agree, are regretting passing on him.
Yeah, it's pretty hard to believe that he fell all the way to the end of the first round. Lots of teams would love to have a scorer like him on their roster.
The Spurs have gotten 4 of their first 5 second-half shots to fall, 80% since the break. And the rejection by Claxton. Vassell against Williams. Russell passes to Johnson. From outside, off the mark.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
Here's Wembanyama. Good for another bucket. He's made half a dozen now, 6 for 8 on the night.
And a monster game for Wemby with the matchup issues he creates. I'm not sure anyone in this league can stop him when he's on.
Fox against Thomas. Fox passes to Wembanyama.
And no surprise here, right? This guy is not only a gifted player, but he is so smart on the offensive end.
Brooklyn's gone 0 of 2 from deep to start things here in the second half. Down low. Here's Claxton, and he drops in the layup off the glass. Claxton's got 5.
And that solid play in the paint continues here, guys.
Ball passes to Wembanyama. Fires the 3. Gets it to go for bucket number 8. He's taken just 10 shots.
Their ability, again, to stretch the floor, particularly in this second half.
And guys, boy, when you're hitting, it sure does work. It obviously opens up major options at the offensive end.
Fox, and it's Fox with the jam.
Boy, Fox is so quick off the floor.
The net shooting here about 46% for the game. Outside Williams. Pass to Johnson. The tray. It's rebounded by De'Aaron Fox. From past the arc. And again, it's San Antonio with a 3.
Yeah, when Fox gets into a rhythm, he is tough. Having himself a night.
Here's Russell with the 3. Good on the 3-point shot. Russell's got 5 points in the quarter.
And an eye for an eye. Both teams working to stretch the floor.
Well, that 3-point shot just gives you so much room to operate on the offensive end.
Oh, perfect timing there to knock down the teardrop.
Brooklyn's gone 1 of 4 in three-point shots here in the third. Russell from long range. And again, Brooklyn with the triple.
Well, tremendous job on the pull-up jumper, right? D'Angelo Russell taking advantage of what the defense gives him.
Pass to Barnes. Three-pointer. A rebound by the Nets. Out to Russell. Back to Thomas for the three. The shot, no good. San Antonio's gone 4 of 6 from three-point land since the start of the second half. Here's Wembanyama. Rebounded by the Nets. Thomas got 4 rebounds now tonight. 7-second difference, shot in game clock. Hit some rim on the way in, and the bucket's good. Thomas got 10 points.
What a terrific play by just a tremendous all-around player. This guy makes it look easy.
And Wembanyama gets it to go.
And I like when Wembanyama is aggressive on offense because defenses feel helpless to stop him.
Thomas gets a wide-open look. Again, Thomas missing. The wide-open look here for Fox. That's good, and it's Wembanyama with the assist. Wembanyama's got his 4th assist in this one. And so it's Victor Wembanyama making things happen for the San Antonio Spurs. Scoring, rebounding, he was all over the place during that quarter. They are riding his performance right now. Right back after this break. And there have been 2 very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. On the floor for San Antonio starting the 4th quarter, they've got Victor Wembanyama. And it's Wesley in at the 2 guard. And for Brooklyn, they're shooting a respectable 47% from the field in this one. Melton's shot is good.
Well, if you offer no resistance defensively, he's going to knock down the 3. It's really that simple, guys.
Inside. Here's Wembanyama. Add that basket to his impressive total. Brings him to 10 for 14.
Boy, when he's this deep, it's going to be tough to stop him, especially with a smaller defender.
Here's Johnson. Drives to the hoop. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
First team foul.
And guys, what do you think about the offensive approach we've seen so far for the Spurs?
2 shots.
And guys, how about the unselfishness and all about working that ball around, shifting the defense, and just seeking out the best shot.
And another theme in this game, to me, guys, has been how lethal they've been in transition. Attack on the break and make sure you convert.
That's good from Johnson. And both free throws good for Johnson. And San Antonio shooting a mind-boggling 79% off the floor. Here's Champagnie. Terrific assist, a nice finish. Solid play all around.
That pass into the paint, that is a work of art there. Dead on target.
Pass to Johnson. There's the triple. As he pulls it in. The Spurs have gone 2 of 3 from the field to get the 4th quarter started. Here's McLaughlin. And he's good on the 3 ball.
He's just stretching him out. The defense has got to do a better job of staying attached to him.
Well, you know this. This is a guy who's looking for his shot the whole time. You have to know who you're guarding. KYP, know your personnel.
Brooklyn with the ball. Following the 3-pointer by San Antonio. Just 5 on the clock. Here's Melton. And he takes that one up and powers it through.
And a long windup and strong follow-through on the one-hand jam.
Yeah, he's not going to mess that one up. Pass to Champagnie from deep. And again, it's San Antonio with a 3.
Well, overall, they're the team getting the better looks here in this second half.
And I think what's happening is they're getting their shots within the flow of their offense, and you can clearly see the difference.
Here's Branham. There's the three. Gets it to go from beyond the arc.
That's a layup for him. He's just too open.
And so it's Johnson who brings the ball up for Brooklyn. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Johnson's got 4 this quarter.
Well, we see a lot of emphasis on three-point shooting nowadays, but you'll take that look right there any night of the week.
Pass to Branham. Fouled in the act of shooting. Gets the bucket anyway, so a 3-point play chance for him.
Yeah, terrific play right there. Great strength to finish through the contact.
And a whole new lineup here for Brooklyn.
One time from the line.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
Brooklyn's gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the fourth. Johnson outside. Back to Russell. A 3-ball. Good for his 6th make, and a dozen attempts, shooting 50% with that basket.
And so many teams now look to establish the perimeter to set up everything else.
No doubt it's a growing trend, Greg, and he is highly accurate tonight.
And that one's good, Bessie.
The real. Come at us, and we're coming right back at you.
And you would expect nothing less from these two, taking pride and making plays.
Now here's Thomas. Outside, Russell. Trying to answer back, but that 3 is off the mark. San Antonio's gone to three-point range for 12 of their points in the final quarter on 4 of 5 shooting. Here's Biyombo, and he banks in the layup.
This guy is very solid close to the rim. Biyombo knows when to be assertive on the interior.
For Brooklyn, they've gone 4 of 7 from the field since the beginning of the fourth. And Jordan McLaughlin picks up the foul here. That is his first foul of the game.
15 seconds. Substitutions on the court.
Pass to Claxton. Johnson dishes to Russell. The 11-footer. San Antonio with the rebound. And there's the drive. The 9-foot shot. And he gets that one to go off the front iron.
And really had him D'd up just the way they wanted to, but he did his job in terms of delivering on that inside finish.
And the Nets miss again. Here are the Spurs with the ball. Zohan, the pass to Johnson. Over Williams. And the Spurs scoring again.
And as we head to the final buzzer here, a crushing blowout. Big-time dominance. And this will go in the record books as a gaudy win for the Spurs.
It was a standout performance across the board.
I mean, it was like watching a cat play with a mouse. They were able to do more or less whatever they wanted.
And one of the key components to this victory, if not the biggest, was the incredible performance for Victor Wembanyama.
This guy has been shot-making all night long. He commands the rock and takes over.
The Nets have gone 5 of 10, 50% from the field. Beyond the arc. And it's Mamu Kelishvili with the rebound. So it's San Antonio now. On the wing, Johnson. He's guarded by Williams. And the basket by Johnson.
Saw the opportunity to put this away and did not turn it down.
Yeah, playing with great energy and great effort. And as a coach, you'd love to see this from your team every single night. Thomas,
good.
They seem to concede that shot, and his response is, thank you very much.
We've got 28 seconds left in the fourth. Gets the three-pointer to fall.
But the truth is they've had control of this game.
And I couldn't agree more. What makes it that much more impressive, they're doing it on the road.
Now here's Williams. From the arc, hits the three-point bomb. Johnson outside. Yep, it's good.
Oh, what a pretty pass. Throw to the open spot. Lead your teammate perfectly.
And so it's San Antonio easily taking this one. A resounding victory for them. And Greg in enemy territory, no less.
That's exactly right. But with the way they controlled the game and just completely took the crowd out of it, that's how to get it done on the road.
And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks very much with Chris Paul. Chris, a very convincing win, and that doesn't happen often in this league. So what do you take from this?
You know, one thing that our coaching staff keeps stressing to us every night is that it's about us. You know, so regardless of score, we got to continue to try to get better because we impose our will on the defensive end. The sky's the limit.
Well, the focus was there tonight, Chris. Thanks for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
Much appreciated, David. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for tuning in. But as we go, let's take a look at our player of the game, Victor Wembanyama.